I love doing videos like this because I'm like skating the line of getting in trouble here on YouTube land. So they're not stopping. They're not stopping when it comes to finding something to blame on. They got to find something to blame it on, and they're not stopping. So let's go ahead and get into this article. Return to the city? Living in the country could be the worst thing for your heart. It's got this guy up here having chest pains. All right. It says here, let me zoom in on this so you can read it better in case you're looking at the screen like I am. I hate these stupid ads. They always pop up everywhere. It says the COVID pandemic saw people moving out of the cities when work from home became the new normal in society. Now, scientists are giving the public a reason to move back to the concrete jungle. Researchers with the National Institute of Health say there's a 19% higher risk of experiencing heart failure when you reside in a rural area compared to an urban setting. The risk is even higher among black men. Oh, that's it. I know where we're going now. Living in the countryside, the study is one of the first to establish a connection between rural settings and developing heart failure. We did not expect to find a difference of this magnitude in heart failure among rural communities compared to urban communities, especially among rural-dwelling black men, says Veronica L. Roger, a scientist at the Epidemiology and Community Health Branch in the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institutes. That's a name for you. Division of Intramural Research. Good grief. This study makes it clear that we need tools or interventions specifically designed to prevent heart failure in rural populations, particularly among black men living in these areas. Can you tell which ads or what websites I've been surfing lately from the ads? Yeah, you can tell. It continues. Heart failure occurs when the heart fails to pump. I get all this. Okay, blah, blah. The findings suggest preventative measures for heart health is even more important in rural America. It's much easier to prevent heart failure than to reduce its mortality once you have it, adds study author Sarah Turacamo, a medical school at NYU Grossman School of Medicine. Following a heart-healthy lifestyle is a key to reducing your risk of heart failure. This includes managing your stress levels, exercising, and staying away from foods filled with trans and saturated fat that would increase your blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the biggest contributors to heart failure, and the study authors note that black men disproportionately have high hypertension levels. Checking your blood pressure regularly can help you spot signs that could lead to heart failure. Living in rural America has linked to a 90% higher risk for heart failure among women and black men than city folk. Black men in rural areas had the highest risk of newly onset heart failure at 34%. Black women did not fare any better. Those living in a rural area had an 18% increased risk for heart failure than black women living in urban sites. There was no association between rural living and heart failure risk for white men. The study did not explain why living in the country affects your heart health, but the researchers have proposed several explanations. Despite a cheaper cost of living, rural areas may not have enough doctors or health care services to help sick residents. There are also considerably less grocery stores that offer healthy food options, and structural racism. See, there we go. There we go. And structural racism that could block access to proper medical care. That's right, folks. It's the racism that's killing these people in rural America. I will agree that people come out here often like, you know what? There's just not a lot of grocery stores here. There's not a lot of healthy options here. You're in the country. Grow a garden. You have all kinds of healthy options. If you don't have healthy options, it's because you haven't planted them yet. Oh, good night. Guys, you have to eat seasonally. Here's the deal. This is what people used to do, and this is a healthy way of living. Okay? The reason so many people died back in the day was because they didn't have any idea about hygiene. One of my favorite stories of all time, Ignaz Semmelweis. He was a guy who discovered that you ought to wash your hands before going in to work with patients. He had medical students who worked with him, and in the morning they would work with cadavers, and in the evening and afternoons they would work with pregnant women, and they wondered why their pregnant women were dying, or the women giving birth to children were dying left and right. It's because they were working with dead bodies, not washing their hands, and going in and delivering babies. We know how to wash our hands nowadays. If you exercise, working on a farm, living in rural America, going out and getting some sunshine, getting out of the house and doing things that you need to do around the homestead, you're going to fare way better. If you plant things in the spring and eat them in the summer and fall, eat them seasonally, you will have a healthy lifestyle. It's going to be good for your body to eat these things seasonally. And then when fall and winter comes, that's the time of meat. And then when spring comes along, you have what the rest of the world calls carnival, meaning farewell to meat. Today in America, we call it Mardi Gras. I have no idea what the word means anyway, because they would farewell to meat. They would give up meat because at the time of fall and winter, the world is your refrigerator. And because the world is your refrigerator, you can cure meats, you can smoke meats. You have that time to process red meat, which is healthy for you. It's good for you. It's the one thing that all the scientists and all the pointy-headed people around the world who call themselves, experts say you shouldn't be eating anymore. No, we're going to give you plant-based meats, highly processed plant-based meats, because that's what's healthy. That's what you should be eating. Guys, I get it. Yeah, there's not a lot of options in rural America for shopping. That's why you should be growing it on your own. If you don't like the fact that you can't get your greens in rural America because they don't have the shopping options, go grow some. Go grow some. And eat what you can raise and grow on your homestead. Anyway, this article came out. I just thought it's another attempt to scare people out of what is actually healthy. Oh, you don't want to live in the country. You don't want to live in those rural areas. You might die because that's where all the racists are. And you're more apt to have a heart attack. And that, in fact, that's why all these people are dying of heart attacks. Has nothing to do with that thing over there we all know about. No, it's because you're living in rural America. Or you're even thinking about, eating an egg. Which brings us to our next article. This was published by the Wall Street Journal this last week. It says, to save money, maybe you should skip breakfast. We know the cost of eggs are high. We know that you're spending more on your breakfast materials, especially eggs. Why don't you just skip that meal? How about you don't eat altogether? In fact, why don't you just die of starvation and make the world just a better place? We could get rid of all of the carbon and climate change if y'all just died. That's basically what the article said. Actually, you can't tell what the article says because it's all behind a paywall. But we can read a little bit of a few sentences and kind of get an idea of where it's going. Several breakfast staples saw sharp price increases due to perfect storm of bad weather and disease outbreaks and continued effects from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yeah, the price of eggs has nothing to do with money printing and money spending by Congress. No. It has all to do with that war over there. Egg prices increased 8.5% in January from a month earlier and are up 70.1% over the past year, the highest annual rate since 1973. The deadliest avian influenza outbreak on record has devastated poultry flocks across the U.S., leading to the price of eggs to rise more than any other grocery item in 2022. And that's about all we can read from the article because it's behind a paywall. Yeah, it's that deadly avian flu. Has nothing to do with all these barns going up in flames. That avian flu obviously causes fires. It's like spontaneous combustion. Pfft, avian flu up in flames. Absolute insanity. See, we're living in a world where you can just flush the media down the toilet because they're almost as worthless as the U.S. dollar is right now. I took a look recently at a Sears Roebuck's catalog from the 1890s. The 1890s, when money was actually backed by something. And go ahead and look at a Sears Roebuck. I looked at their guitar section. Do you know what the top of the line, the best guitar that the Sears Roebuck sold back in 1890? It was worth, you could buy the best guitar that was made, best acoustics, for one $20 gold piece. One $20 gold piece. You know what you pay for? You know what you pay for a really good top of the line premium acoustic guitar today? The creme de la creme of guitars. They had a range of them in the Sears Roebuck. You can get them all the way down to like $1.50 to $3.50. But the top was $20 gold piece. One piece of gold, $20. Today, you're going to spend around $5,000 to get a good top of the line premium, and they actually go up from there. You can actually get ones even more than that. But a good bass line, top of the line, acoustic guitar, $5,000. Our country is in such trouble. Anyway, guys, check this out. Our seed collection is still available over at clearwatervalleyfarms.com. It's got my picture on the front there. Check it out. It's got all the seeds that I would grow in my garden, and I will be growing in my garden this year, a bunch of them. In fact, I'll check it out. I got my seed started. Let me turn this around here so you can see. I got this little gadget right there. It's got a bunch of my cabbages in it. And my cabbage starts are going really well. So those are going to go in the garden hopefully at some point soon. I'm going to start a lot of my seeds there this year. So here we go. Are you getting your seeds started? Are you getting ready for spring? I cannot wait to get my garden ready. And you can get your seeds over at clearwatervalleyfarms.com. This is my seed collection, only available there. And listen, I'm not getting any kickbacks for this, okay? They asked you, hey, do you want a kickback? You want some kind of... No. I just want to promote a good company that doesn't promote GMOing themselves, unlike another company here in the Ozarks that's very famous, that loves to sell non-GMO seeds, but likes to GMO themselves, because that's what the owners believe in. Clearwater Valley Farms does not believe in that. And that's the kind of company I want to support. If you need seeds for the spring, check out clearwatervalleyfarms.com. You can get my seed pack and a whole bunch of other stuff, including the seed vault. The seed vault. Just make sure you have seeds for the apocalypse. Everyone should have a seed vault, whether you make it yourself or you buy one from clearwatervalleyfarms.com. All right. Let me know what you think. Comments below. Is moving out to the homestead going to kill you with a heart attack? I don't know. The world's gone crazy. Maybe you should just skip breakfast. Don't eat any of your meals anymore. Solve the world's carbon problem by getting rid of yourself. You can check out our merchandise, teespring.com. My Pets Make Me Breakfast is available there. You can also get our best-selling shirt, Stupid Should Hurt. Best-selling by far. If we had more hurt in this world, there'd be a lot less stupid. All right. See you next time in the homestead. Bye!
Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Kane, and I am a big fan of American Homestead, as are you, or you wouldn't be seeing this right now. I'm in my backyard, my homestead, where I grow lots of fruit and vegetables. Look, both Zach and I are big fans of history, and we are watching the economic situation in our country just like you are. We absolutely love this country, and it's very difficult for us to watch it struggle financially. Now, did you know that the Constitution of the United States, in Article 1, Section 10, only allows for legal currency to be minted in gold and silver? I bet you didn't. I wasn't aware. But our founders, in their wisdom, they understood that this was the true way to build a solid financial foundation for this new nation. And they were right. They were dead right. These principles rocketed the industry and the economy that made the United States the powerhouse that we now enjoy. However, today, the US dollar, it's not backed up by anything of real value. And here we are. Now, our friends at Genesis Gold Group are helping people stuck in 401ks, IRAs, and anyone else who's watching their hard-earned wealth teeter on the edge of oblivion by moving their money out of risky paper-denominated assets and into physical precious metals like gold and silver. You can touch it. I'm doing it myself. So is my sister. Call Genesis Gold Group today and let them help you develop a plan to safeguard your assets. It's simple. You can call the number on the screen or visit them at genesisgoldgroup.com. And I will see you next time on the homestead with my dogs and all the fruit that I grow. Look at all this good stuff. You know, we got nectarines. More dogs coming down. If you get cut, we got some aloe vera for you. What I do need, though, is chickens. I need chickens because eggs are about the same price as gold right now. Anyway, see you on the homestead.